Imagine having everything, fame, fortune, talent, only to throw it all away. Imagine being at the top of Hollywood one day and waking up in a prison cell the next. This isn't a movie script. This is the real-life story of Robert Downey Jr., the man who had it all and lost everything. But what happened next? That's where things get unbelievable. This is the story of how he went from rock bottom to becoming one of the most beloved and highest-paid actors in the world. And by the end of this video, you'll understand why his journey isn't just about redemption. It's about second chances, resilience, and the power of never giving up. Robert Downey Jr. was born into Hollywood royalty. His father was a filmmaker, his mother an actress. He was destined for greatness. By the time he was a teenager, he was already making a name for himself in the industry. Charismatic, talented, effortlessly charming. He had it all. But behind the scenes, his life was unraveling. His father introduced him to drugs when he was just a child. It started as an innocent act, a father and son bonding. But soon, it became a destructive cycle. Despite his struggles, Robert's talent was undeniable. By the late 80s and early 90s, he was one of the most promising young actors in Hollywood. He earned an Academy Award nomination for Chaplin, proving he wasn't just another young star. He was a true artist. But addiction doesn't care about talent. It doesn't care about potential. It slowly took control of his life, and by the late 90s, Robert Downey Jr. had become known for something far different than his acting. His arrests. It wasn't just one mistake. It was a pattern, a cycle of success, followed by self-destruction. He was arrested multiple times for drug possession, reckless behavior, violating probation. He was in and out of rehab, but nothing seemed to work. The breaking point came in 1999. One night, Robert was found wandering the streets, barefoot and disoriented. He had broken into a neighbor's house and fallen asleep in their child's bed. It wasn't a Hollywood scandal. It was a tragic reality. The judge had had enough. Robert was sentenced to prison. Not rehab, not probation. Real prison time. And in that moment, everything changed. Sitting in a prison cell, he realized something. No one was coming to save him. If he didn't change, he wouldn't have a career. He wouldn't have a future. He might not even have a life. When Robert Downey Jr. got out of prison, Hollywood had written him off. Studios didn't want to take the risk. Insurance companies wouldn't cover him. But one person believed in him. His future wife, Susan Levin. She gave him an ultimatum. Get clean or lose her forever. This time, something was different. He finally understood that he couldn't do it alone. He committed to recovery, to therapy, to rebuilding himself from the ground up. Then came the biggest risk of his life. Jon Favreau, the director of Iron Man, saw something in him. He knew that Robert Downey Jr. wasn't just playing Tony Stark. He was Tony Stark, a flawed genius, a man haunted by his past, but determined to build something better. Marvel didn't want him. The studio thought he was too much of a liability, but Favreau fought for him. He took a chance. And in 2008, Iron Man hit theaters. It didn't just make Robert Downey Jr. a superstar, it made him a legend. Robert Downey Jr.'s story is proof that your past does not define your future. No matter how many mistakes you've made, no matter how many times you've fallen, there's always a way back. But it's not easy. It takes work. It takes accountability. It takes the courage to face your demons and say, I will not let this break me. If a man who was in prison, who had lost everything, who was told he would never succeed again, if that man could turn his life around and become one of the biggest stars in the world, then what's stopping you? You are stronger than your worst moments. You are greater than your biggest failures. And you have the power to rewrite your story, starting today. If this story inspired you, if it reminded you that redemption is always possible, don't stop here. Like this video, leave a comment about what part of Robert's journey moved you the most, and subscribe for more powerful stories that will change the way you see life. Because sometimes, all it takes is one story to remind us that we are never truly lost. We just need the courage to find our way back. See you in the next one.